Hey everybody, welcome back to Trekyards. I am Captain Foley.
And I am Chronicons.
Yeah, there was quite a few new uniforms that we saw in this latest episode of Discovery, so we want to talk about them and compare them to others and see if there's any visual tie-ins. As you know, there always will be. So
yeah, and just like with, just Picard, we got a few, and I think we were well treated with a broad spectrum, and more than I think even you guys realize there are, and we've got some graphics here today. Look at our previous video where we looked at the CNC uniform in detail and the standard issue uniform, which is like the standard TNG red, gold, whatever. These are some more specialist uniforms, the security uniforms, and the medical uniforms. There's a few medical, lots to look at, but let's jump straight into the security uniform, or uniforms, which we did tease in the last week, but I managed to pull out a few different variations of this uniform, which you can carefully see. There's only so many scenes on the space station, but when you start breaking them down, you notice, actually, there's a lot of thought put in. And you can tell a big old rank structure from that.
the people in charge have more of the dark gray striping along the top and extending down to the arms, which you said in the last video was very militaristic, and I do agree with you actually. Looking at this and comparing it to what I suggested for the CNC, I don't mind it so much, but I can see where you're coming from. The fact that there's texturing as well that separates the two, it seems. Like the people more in charge have more texturing, like even across to the side strips, and the other ones just have it in the center. There's a few different changes, but they're very subtle, and unless you're focusing in on them, you wouldn't really be able to differentiate what's what or who's who. And I think that's a problem in security.
But this is, yeah, you're right, it is subtle, for sure, although, just like with TOS, we don't take away points for saying, well, how can they read blinking lights? Because you say we've been trained to it. If these have been in the uniform for 30 years, people brought in security, they're trained with it. There's not going to be a single second of confusion. They're trained with it. So you can't really use that really in the context of this military. But I thought it was just super interesting how, you assume that main lady is the default. And I think it's a decent looking uniform. It feels more like the Voyager, or I guess the Picard, the big thing, but with that really bulky feel. But she's the head of security, the head of all security for CNC level stuff. So has the belt of not the standard uniform, of the side uniforms. So implying more, out of that initial Starfleet segment, she's the military branch, security branch, rather than just the operations engineering. So there's a segmentation there. But the fact that, they put enough thought in to actually design the full uniform to be fully segmented and break down into clear rank structure from, the top rank has all three elements of it separated, plus the neck rank as you go lower down, just a simple neck rank. It's super interesting. Then you just have this lowest rank lady with the jumpsuit, which suddenly looks way more like TMP. Decker's looks way plainer. I think it loses all of that spectacularness. It just looks like a generic grey jumpsuit. So hopefully we'll see more of just the higher ranking uniforms. But I mean, it's super subtle, but this is attention to detail that you've got to give them credit for. They didn't have to do this, and for a lot of Discovery stuff they don't put into. And here's a lot of good detail. And I think, I'm so glad it's not deltas as the detailing, and it's somewhat futuristic-esque. And I think that sort of black also lets the badge pop out more. But as I said in the last video, having it be metal, such a misstep, because look, here is 3 shots, and for 3 out of 4 of them, pretty much, it looks like an oval blob. Only one of them you can actually see the delta. You need to have it resin that's less reflective, because it clearly is an ill-designed badge if it's reflecting everything.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the badge, honestly, but
the more I'm seeing it, the less I'm appreciating it, which is sad. Like, even if you had the silver be metal and the gold be resin or some matte metal, so that the gold, the delta pops, because you just lose the delta, and the delta is arguably the most important visual in all of Star Trek, as the iconic boom image. So to completely lose it, that's a bad art design choice. But Stuart, we can compare them to TMP as well. Here's a direct comparison. Do you think this is definitely harnessing the TMP vibe?
Well, considering that neither of the other two from TMP are security, they got the same color palette, and the belt buckle's the biggest indicator there that the same thing's going on. And also, like I said in the last video, the fact that there's a circle behind the delta in the motion picture ties into the oval that we see here. So
But I think just looking at the lady on the right and Decker, the fabric feels so similar. Like, it feels like it could be a direct evolution from TMP, in not a good way, you know? It has all the same. They have all the same flaws of TMP, whereas the Kirk one, it has more shape detail, and so does the head of security. It has more shape detail. Yeah, it's just interesting how I think these ones are somehow inheriting the flaws from, 40 years ago. But Stuart, to my surprise, we get a ton of medical people, and they all have different uniforms. And most of them are one scene, one shot sort of people. Now, for clarity, 3 of the 4 of these are holograms. For whatever that's worth, and in the context of the situation, so left is Doctor, top is Mirror Universe Interrogator, bottom is Crew Interrogator, and right is Medical Guy. So that's the context. What do you think of all of these uniforms, and what do you see? It's pretty diverse.
The medical ones stand out more because of the harsh contrast with the white, but I think that works a lot better. Like, there's actually some really nice designs here. The human interrogator one, I do like the cut of that. It's almost like these are the ones, all the samples they made for what could possibly be our uniform. We're going to use some of them because they look good, but
and they colored them white and gray, just like two-tone.
Picked the other ones, yeah. I do like the main one there. The one on the right, with the additional color added there with the belt, really stands out. I just wish it would go all the way around to the back. I hate that the back's all the same color on everything. That just stop that. Just extend it all the way around, make it look a little bit richer and better. And the bow tie is just dumb. It reminds me of Bill Nye the Science Guy. Actually, he's got the same look. He's got the bow tie.
I think that was intentional. He's future Bill Nye. They could even hire Bill Nye, couldn't they?
I wish they would have. Yeah, they got David Cronenberg, so why not?
Yeah. No, I think the right uniform is the best uniform. Clearly, the standard issue medical, it looks most like TMP in terms of Kirk's Admiral, but also it has the most identity. I understand the left one the most. It just feels like an average Joe Doctor, which is ironic because he's a hologram. I guess the top is meant to be high-end medical specialist because it obviously is the same cut as the standard issue security, but it's not a doctor uniform because that's the right, unless the right hand is a nurse uniform and the top is a doctor uniform, which is possible. I mean, I suppose. But then again, she's a hologram, but then implied holograms are more sentient and alive now. So just by saying they're holograms or hollows shouldn't dequalify them from being people as well. So I'm not sure what to think about that one. And then the bottom one, it's the most not Star Trek. It kind of loses some identity, but also feels potentially just a flip of the right hand one. Wow, the fact they've been through 4 different medical style uniforms. That's a lot. That is a lot of detail.
I really like the way that the darker colors with the white really pop, though. It definitely seems more crisp and clean. I don't like the all gray or the different shades of gray. It's just, it's lost and muddy, in my opinion.
Well, there's a reason why TMP abandoned it instantly. And they never went back. There's a reason for that.
Plus, with the white backgrounds, everything gets lost. You need more color. You need more color in Discovery, I think, as a whole.
But the last uniform, though, is the opposite of what we just said. Is the suit. The Starfleet suit, the black suit. And my only thing I really see that's special about it is that the tie, the top bit of the tie, looks like a solid piece of plastic with a blue glowing thing in it. So it's a sci-fi tie. It's a space tie. So what were your thoughts seeing this uniform? Civilian? Don't know.
Yeah, when I first saw the trailer, I thought he was like a civilian contractor. I didn't think he was part of Starfleet specifically, but a special branch, which he definitely could be. He could be Section 31 still. We never got that clarification. But, I mean, it's fine. I hate when they alter suit jackets and suits to be futuristic, and they make like clear lapels made out of clear plastic and stupid shit like that they do a lot with suits. This is very much, it's a suit. Okay, the buttons are hidden. Fine, that's great. The tie, I didn't even notice the plastic thing till it was still, so it was very well done as well. It looked very crisp and clean and good. And yeah, just add a badge to it. I think it's fine. It looks really good.
I get the sense that Crystal is a recording device. That'd be my gut with that. One really subtle note here, and it's hard to tell with the comm badges, they're so reflective. He's the only one in this entire episode, as in that we've just looked at, security and all, that has the underpart of the badge is also copper. So the delta is copper with the slit and the underpart. Everyone else is full silver. So that he has a third element to his delta. Only person.
He is obviously an ensign as well. He's got 1 pip.
Does he really?
Which, yeah.
Oh, he does.
I don't think he's supposed to be an ensign. I think that's probably a flaw, but again, if he's not in Starfleet specifically, or he's in a special branch, that could be something completely different, and that's indicated by the color of the badge. So, no real problem with that, to be fair. But
yeah,
it
my
is worth
gut
pointing
is,
that out.
I mean, my gut is just he's what is existence of Section 31 now. It's less. It's not what it was, but still a branch of it. And you could always argue that third copper is Section 31 became this third branch of Starfleet. You know, it became out in the open. This is the secret security out in the open. The thing that the bedrock keeps the Federation safe. If you look at the figment of what that represents, we're the guys that do the extra stuff, so you guys can do your stuff. And the black suit is a simple, efficient way of telling that. But yeah, just wanted to bring that up. And already we saw a few new things in this that we hadn't seen before. Hopefully you guys hadn't seen before. Like I said in our other video, lots and lots of interesting stuff. These uniforms, a lot of attention to detail. I hope it's not a one-off episode. I hope we get to see a lot more of these people, these characters. I hope they go on Discover itself. Maybe even they get the uniforms by the end of the season. Who knows? It would certainly make sense if they did. Here's hoping. And of course, go back and watch our first episode looking at the CNC and standard issue uniform, as well as more links to TMP, and of course our other ship videos, tech videos, and bits and bobs. This is a full of stuff episode, and we've done a lot of stuff to celebrate it. So go check out those videos.
That's right. So until next time, guys, put your comments down below, hit the like button, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, do all that cool stuff that you always do. And if you want to get notified of when we talk about these kind of things, which we love to do, by all means, click the notification bell icon to all.
And of course, if you want to support us directly, because we do need that support, Patreon, PayPal, join the channel, and Super Chat. All great pillars of support. Super Chat allows you to talk to us directly. PayPal allows you to help towards buying kit in the future. Patreon allows us to keep, pays our bills every month. And join the channel is a great way of kind of do all the above.
So until next time, guys, I'm Captain Foley.
And I am Connor Combs. Bye, guys.
See ya.